start the program, may I request the IEIA Executive Committee to kindly join us on stage. May I also request Mr. Anbu to kindly join us on stage, please. So good morning, everyone. On behalf of the Indian Exhibition Industry Association, it's indeed a pleasure to see all of you today in Bangalore at the Open Seminar 2021. Vasudev Kudambam, the whole world is one family, and it is indeed gratifying to see the entire exhibition industry family here today. We'll start with the national anthem. May I request all to kindly rise, please.
Jana Gana Mana Adhinayak Jaya He Bharat Bhagya Vidhata Punjab Sindh Gujarat Maratha Dravida Utkala Vanga Vindhya Himachala Yamuna Ganga Uchala Jaladhi Taranga तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे.
I would like to invite our Executive Director, Ms. Nidhi, to kindly come on stage, please. So I would like to invite our Executive Committee member, Mr. Yogesh Mudras, to deliver the welcome address. Yogesh, please.
Thanks, Suraj, and very good morning, ladies and gentlemen. What a nice, fantastic morning here in city of Bangalore. Welcome to the 10th IEIA Open Seminar. Just probably a couple of months back, we were not sure whether this will happen, but such a fabulous response we had yesterday, a fantastic evening, networking evening, and even today, I'm sure the crowd will build up as the day starts. So, big thank you to BIEC for being the host for this edition of IEIA Open Seminar. Thank you to the BIEC team for hosting this year. As I said, it's a great response that we are seeing for kickstarting this 10th Open Seminar, and I think this is, we are all about face-to-face, and that's what matters really. And our seminar is happening after a break of, I guess, 2.5 years now really, if I see the 2019 edition when it happened. We all know last 18 months or so have been a big turmoil for our industry, and we all, every member of this industry has been through a lot. But what really transpired in 2021 has been nothing short of a roller coaster. The year started with green shoots of some restart in exhibitions. We saw some exhibitions taking place in the Q1 of 2021. But having said that, the second wave which came in after April, I think was it hurt us the most. So April to July, really, we entirely went back into a shutdown mode. But come August, I think our industry showed that resilience, what we are made of really. By coming back and starting exhibitions, immediately after we saw a downturn in the virus, and that's what matters. And from August, September, and now in November, December, probably we have seen so many of our exhibitions happening across the country in many centers of India, be it Bangalore, be it Delhi, Chennai, Hyderabad, you name it, and Mumbai, of course. So that really augurs well for the coming year 2022, as we'll see a lot more bigger exhibitions taking place in this new year. Of course, the virus remains, but we all want to live with this virus, as we see, and what more better than our industry, exhibition industry. Over this next 1.5 days, 2 days, you'll have quite a few interesting sessions being held in this open seminar. I'm sure will be very interesting for you to hear about from the excellent speakers, the top-notch speakers who are going to be speaking over here. And also there are some activities lined up tomorrow morning, so I hope to see you all joining for those activities also over this next 2 days. So enjoy this opportunity that we at IEIA have brought together for our industry. Do network with your colleagues and friends from the industry. I'm sure a lot of you missed them, meeting them in person over this last 2 years. So Fantastic 2 days ahead for all of you. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Yogesh. Friends, in India there is a saying called Atithi Devo Bhava. The venue host, BIEC, deserves all the kudos for making such fantastic arrangements, and it's indeed a pleasure to come back home for this opening seminar. I would like to invite Mr. Anbu, CIO, BIEC, Director General, IMTMA, and immediate past President, UFI, to come and give his welcome address.
Ladies and gentlemen and friends, let me extend a very, very warm welcome on behalf of IEIA and UFI, and also on behalf of BIEC. It's great to see this gathering today, and in fact, for IEIA, it's a major first face-to-face event of this magnitude, bringing everybody together. And we have been almost down for 20 months, 1.5 years. And every organization, every organizer, association, and stakeholder of the exhibition industry wanting to have a major restart. And from that perspective, it's absolutely great to have all of you here. Let me once again extend a very warm welcome to all of you. Let me share about 7 or 8 perspectives as part of my remarks. This is, of course, 15th year of IEIA, 15th anniversary. And even for BIEC, this is the 15th year. So we have lots of milestones to celebrate, lots of milestones to catch up. This is the 75th year of independence, since independence for India. And IMTMA is celebrating its 75 years as well, since the inception. So these are all great milestones. And exhibition industry has got plenty of players who have been contributing to the sector with a lot of heritage, a lot of history. And from that perspective as well, it's great to see all of you. And let's give a big round of applause to the exhibition industry on that account. Now, as I mentioned, we have been looking at the restart. And from 2020 beginning onwards, we've been having a great concern. And we've had first wave, we had second wave. Today we're talking about Omicron. While Omicron also would bring in certainly some concern, but I think India has come a long way, primarily through vaccination and the vaccination drive what we've seen in the country, in addition to following all the SOPs, etc. So we are on a much better wicket. The world is on a better wicket. However, we can't let the guard down. If you look at India, we are very close to 140 crore vaccination shots, almost 138 crore. And we have done 83 crore of people with one shot at least, and almost 55 crore people with completely vaccinated. I think that's been a great drive, and that is what is helping the entire Indian industry, and it will help the Indian exhibition industry as well. Globally, though we have touched almost 850 crore, 8.4 billion vaccination shots, we have a long way to go. And those countries who don't have the access must get the access for vaccination, and all the countries should also work on that aspect. Now, while we are on a critical stage in terms of a restart, I think industry has done remarkable, put in remarkable effort, and many organizers have put a brave face to give confidence to the stakeholders, exhibitors, visitors, and also to their own staff, their own supply chain. I think we've done, as Indian industry, a wonderful job on that account, and this meeting itself is a great example of having a resilience, having a restart. Now, been President UFI as well. When you look at the global scenario as well as Indian scenario, today globally, in almost all countries you've been seeing a restart. Right from US to Europe to Gulf, Dubai and Asia as well. However, no country has completely recovered. Every country has been really striving to put together the exhibitions. We still have some way to go in terms of having complete restart. And look at Asia particularly, many countries still have the travel-related restrictions. Okay, you have either 7 days quarantine or 2 weeks quarantine based on the market, based on the local condition. These things will take some more time. However, economy, when you look at global economy, is certainly on a much better wicket compared to what it was a year ago. Look at India. We lost a year and a half. What's the big deal? We have a decade in front of us. I think a decade of really, really high importance, a decade of great opportunity. The 7% CAGR would be extremely good for all of us. And if India can do well, and it can reach 7.5% of CAGR, and by end of the decade, if you look at a 4% inflation, we may be very close to about 10 trillion economy. And middle of the decade, we should be touching 5 trillion economy. I think these are all great opportunities. As part of this, several sectors will grow. As an enabler segment, the exhibition industry has got a great role to play. I think that's what we should look at. The next aspect is, there are certain things which have changed permanently. Safety would be part and parcel of our game, perhaps for quite some time. I don't think we should let our guard down, as I said. It is just not a question of vaccination, but also the SOPs in terms of social distancing, mask and sanitization. All this need to continue at least for a year or perhaps more. And then we can certainly win over the challenge. Technology, we have spoken about in many programs. It's just not a question of just few technology tools. I think the whole exhibition game, exhibition economy can get leveraged by technology tools, whether it is exhibition time or pre-event or post-event, the whole efficiency can go up. I think that's the way that we should look at that as well. And the third aspect is, it might be a little long term, but then Prime Minister made a commitment for 2070, India's 50 years commitment on sustainability. He's also made commitments for 2030. I think our industry need to actually gear up, need to stand up and then chalk out our own plans as well. It could be materials, it could be avoiding pollution, it could be completely making everything on prefab basis, or even move towards green processes, whether it is venues or even events. We should start looking at green events. And of course, this could only be the beginning of the whole game. And our industry need to be a responsible one in line with the overall economy, overall industry. The other aspect is, we have been talking about your roadmap, and I'm sure IEIA is taking all the efforts to bring an excellent roadmap looking at the next 10 years. We have an opportunity for small shows becoming larger, and shows or sectors where we don't have very strong shows getting shows as well. The idea here is, a large show, a good show can bring in an ecosystem for economic development, can innovation cycle for technology development. So, the exhibitions need to bring in that ecosystem, which will help those particular sectors, those segments to grow up, to enable. The other aspect, I'm sure, we have seen, we all know what's happening in Dubai, the great expo. I think some stage India would definitely look at. The next ones would be in Tokyo, in Osaka, as well as perhaps in Russia. I think India should look at that. Collectively, the entire industry need to come together and work with government to make India a major hub for exhibitions. Plus, young people. I think how are we making the sector appeal to them? We should really put all the efforts possible to allow the young people to come in and then play the role. Either the through ideas or through innovative concepts. So the sector should not only allow the young people to come and enjoy, but also should have an ecosystem to give a big encouragement to startups. And India has become the biggest hub next to US in terms of having startup success, and we are having several successful entrepreneurs becoming really big. And it's high time that exhibition industry starts having its own. These are all some of the the great aspects that will take the exhibition industry forward, and I'm sure IEIA is making all the efforts in this direction, and every one of us, I think, need to be playing a role to help this momentum, to help the industry and the government. Finally, I think it's high time that we come together and form a government industry forum which can look at not only the growth-related aspects, but also some of the policy and schemes to really help exhibition industry move forward. And with that, let me extend a very, very warm welcome to each and every one of you. It's been great to share the dais with dignitaries, what you are seeing on the stage. And it's my pleasure to welcome all of you once again. Have a great day, and thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Anbu. The physical exhibitions are back, but it's a new world, a braver new world out there. The entire organizers, venue owners have now come up with new models, and under your guidance, we are sure that things will further strengthen in times to come. Friends, it's a very joyous occasion for Indian Exhibition Industries Association. We are completing 15 years this year. 15 years of achievement, 15 years of mega changes, and 15 years of creating an industry in India called exhibitions. To tell you more, I would like to invite Mr. Sudeep Sarkar, Vice President IEIA, to talk about 15 years of this journey together. Over to you, Sudeep.
Good morning to my industry colleagues. Please allow me to announce a secret in this open seminar today. IIA is no more an association of the exhibition industry, as it is called Indian Exhibition Industries Association. I know this would be a shocking fact for many of us. Yes, IIA is much more than an association formed 15 years back with a vision of exhibition organizers like Mr. Wadhwa, Mr. Bahal, and taken forward by Dr. Rakesh Kumar, Mr. Sethi, and there are so many names which are still guiding us. But now, after 15 years, this is a family of all stakeholders of exhibitions, starting from organizers, venues, service providers, until a temporary staff working for an exhibition at site. 15 years of IIA could be redefined as 15 years of family bonding. Yes, through these 15 years, every member has played an important role to run this IIA family. Some have even branched out and formed their own associations. IIA considers all members and non-members and all other related associations as its family. The only positive thing that the COVID could give us is this feeling of being in the IIA family. And friends, it had to happen. We had the confidence and the guidance of the leaders in the industry who laid the foundation for the Indian Exhibition Industry Association around 15 years back. Those shows have been organized much before IIA is formed, but IIA gave us a common ground to express our thoughts and suggestions and platforms on this network and networking. May I take this opportunity to congratulate the entire members of IIA, both past and present, for completing 15 glorious years. IIA has run several programs to keep the family united in its approach during the COVID times. I'd like to bring on record that key exhibition organizers in India, such as EPCH, Informa, IMTMA, GJEPC, MMI, IPAMA, India ITME, TPCI, REITs, Messe Frankfurt, Hive India, and ABEC, and Messe Nuremberg, and many Indian organizers have all taken bold steps to organize their events in the last and current financial year. Apologies if I missed some prominent ones, though unintentionally. And I take this platform today to thank all the past presidents of IIA, starting with late Mr. M.L. Wadhwa, Mr. Inder Mohan Gupta, Mr. Sanjeev Khaira, Dr. Rakesh Kumar, Mr. KVN, and beloved Bala. and the past and the present EC members who have contributed and played an important role in strengthening the association and getting the global recognition through Mr. Sethi. It is always better late than never to unite and serve the exhibition in a better way. It is true that we are not in the same boat. Many of us are in different circumstances, in different financials, and in different frames. But trust me, we are all in the same storm. Let us join hands and showcase the strength. No storm is meant forever. President and EC, currently we have a Madam President with us, has laid down very important key vision points. And my only urge to all of you today is to work together as one force for the benefit of this country, its economy, and most importantly, our exhibition industry, which is here to stay, and most importantly in physical form. I personally have tons of good memories and learning while working with all of you. I'm not sure which word to use, always or forever, that we are going to be together at IEIA and again celebrating the 50th year in some time. Best of luck for all of us. We also have a movie of the last 15 years. I would request DAV kindly play that movie here. Thank you.
The need to protect and promote the common interests of the exhibition industry stakeholders paved the way to create a community that becomes a platform to foster business and partnerships that brings all the greats under one roof. The journey began in 2006 when the idea to form an industry representative body for the exhibition sector sprang. From there on began the journey where industry players came together to form the national apex body. A unified forum for all stakeholders, inclusive of an approach to strengthen the industry. IEIA is a members-driven body that believes in the motto of Together we can, together we stand. We meet, we learn and we grow together by being a part of IEIA's programs that bring together the industry stakeholders at a unified platform while building a progressive industry. With a strong network of 20+ global partners, IEIA supports its members in widening the business horizons for cross-border opportunities. Industry-focused initiatives have garnered professional development and progress of the sector at various fronts. The business growth of our members ensures the growth of our sector at large, and this keeps us going in the pursuit of excellence to serve the industry. Advocating the interests of the stakeholders, IEIA has emerged as the face and a strong voice of the Indian exhibition sector that emphasizes and brings out the power of trade fairs as the most effective business platforms. IEIA envisions to position India as the preferred exhibitions and conference destination to help build an empowered India by leveraging the power of exhibitions as economic growth engines. 250+ members strong and growing. Here's to our 15 glorious years and counting. We are IEIA, the voice of Indian exhibition industry, fostering business and partnerships. Join us to be a part of the growth story of the Indian exhibition sector.
What a journey it has been. From today, we have a collective responsibility. We have to celebrate the 25 years of IEIA and in the next 10 years, make India as the #1 exhibition destination. This is something all of us should pledge today, that when we meet for the 25th anniversary, the whole world is here with us today to say, yes, India is the global exhibition hub. You are all stakeholders and let's join this together. We will now proceed to the lighting of lamp. May I request our guests on stage to kindly proceed on lighting of lamp. I would also like to invite Mr. Vinny Mehta and Mr. Vivek Jhangiani to kindly join us on stage, please. So I would now like to invite Ms. Sonia Parashar, President IEIA, to deliver the presidential address, please.
Good morning, everyone. Dear friends, industry colleagues, dear ambassadors of the Indian Exhibition Industry Association. Very happy to see you all in person. It gives me immense pleasure to welcome you all to the 10th edition of the IEIA Open Seminar. This in-person industry convergence assumes an enhanced significance in these times, as the exhibition community gears up to restart and recreate meaningful networking and business platforms. IEIA celebrates its 15th anniversary, as we've heard from all the other speakers. 15 eventful years with this association, which has seen the association go from strength to strength and evolve as the most prominent and decisive platform for the exhibition industry in India. I think we just said it's the voice of the Indian exhibition industry and has been possible only because of all of you. So congratulations are all in order for all of us, because together we form part of this dynamic industry which has played an instrumental role in connecting business and people. In the last 15 years, huge strides have been made when it comes to membership, aspiration, training programs, creating forums, and ushering reforms, forging international alliances, engaging in policy conversations with stakeholders from the industry as well as from the government, highlighting, most importantly, India significantly on the global map of the exhibition industry. And all of this has been collectively leading to furthering the cause of this sector. As this association, we will continue to progress with a vision of establishing vital goals, which will be woven in the narrative of the Indian exhibition industry. Our focus will be on the 3 key vision points as we tackle the challenges presented before us, namely skilling and upskilling. That is going to be the most important thing in the days and years to come. Secondly, promoting India as the most preferred exhibition destination, exhibition and conference destination. And third, being the industry advocacy. These will broadly set the directions going forward for the IEIA initiatives. Skilling, it is an important task for all of us to train the on-ground workforce to meet the industry standards that we are aiming for, and that we can make a difference through skilling. Here I'm pleased to announce once again, you've been hearing it for the last few weeks, that the plan has already left the paper and is being implemented by a group of industry experts, aptly titled the IEIA Skill Task Force. The mission will be devoted to training on the on-ground workforce, apprise them of latest industry benchmarks, standards, and encourage them by promoting best practices, examples from all around the world. Simultaneously, the upskilling of the industry professionals through training and workshops will be implemented and encouraged. And this is something which is very close to my heart and is very close to the EC's heart. Secondly, India as the preferred exhibition and conference destination. I think it's high time we bring all these world congresses to the world, to India. We've been having some world congresses coming to India, but together all of us have to collaborate and cooperate to make India as the preferred destination, and we have to bring, I think we were talking yesterday, we've got about 500 world congresses taking place. And India has the market to offer, India has the potential to offer, India has the infrastructure today to hold these world congresses. And I think we all have to take this task in our hands and promote collectively, and in fact even create some collaborative consortiums of all stakeholders to promote India as the venue for world congresses in the years to come. And I'm very pleased to say that IEIA is going to work very significantly in this direction, but with the support of each one of you here. Then government collaboration and conversations. We are not getting into any confrontations, but conversation, because I think the government also needs inputs from the industry So we have to work very closely and very collectively together with the government to basically articulate the industry's position and emphasize its significant contribution to the economy and job creation. And this actually becomes even more important in the post-COVID era, or let's say the ongoing. We've learned to live with the COVID. So it's very important that we engage with the government very closely now. Lastly, to bring in synergies of ideas for building a strong exhibition industry and increasing bonhomie with the member community, the association has also created an IEIA social platform. Member community can initiate conversations for addressing the challenges. I don't want to call it pain points, because we've always had a solution. And in India, it's always said, in the end, everything is fine. And if it's not fine, it's not the end. Which means India is an ever-evolving story. And whenever we had international delegations coming and say, what can India offer when you compare it to China? My regular answer was, India is an ongoing story. India, we've yet to achieve a lot, which means if you're part of this ongoing story, you have a business for you, you have friendship for you, you have future for you. So India has a lot to offer, because we are not going to be done in the next 5 years or 10 years. We are going to be done in several, not 100 years, but several more years, which means there's going to be a lot of activities, there's going to be a lot of action. And as an exhibition industry, we are here to basically only boost these industries and again boost also economic growth. Exhibitions in India have been a catalyst for growth and development. They've been an active platform for discussions, new mergers, exchange of ideas, and most importantly have served as a window for new international players who are wanting to explore the Indian market use the most easiest and the most convenient and the most feasible tool available, that is to participate in an exhibition. That's one of the easiest market entry tool. And we've seen that as chambers of commerce, as various industry associations, how we have actually facilitated these collaborations and have facilitated the entry of international players also in this market, and of course also boosted the domestic growth as well. So since the pandemic outbreak, the exhibition industry has reoriented its strategies and embraced digital technologies to stay connected and offer innovative solutions to new age customers. Data analytics, automation of processes. I think automation of processes is very important, and improved interfaces are some of the elements that have been worked upon. Having said that, the power of face-to-face networking and physical exhibition is here to stay. And this has been reaffirmed from the responses which have been garnered by the exhibitions and events and conferences that took place in the last few months. So friends and colleagues and the ambassadors of the Indian exhibition industry, we are all in this together. And as it was aptly said, together we stand, together we can, or together we can, together we stand. I also further wish to highlight a very important topic which will be instrumental in defining the course of the trade fair industry in the coming years, and that is sustainability, which has to be approached in a more holistic and comprehensive manner and not just a buzzword. By adopting sustainable practices, we as an exhibition industry will be able to generate added value for ourselves, our exhibition ecosystem, society and nation at large. Our industry in particular can introduce various methods to create an ecosystem which is good for environment, promotes usage of green materials with an emphasis on recycling. Exhibitions are massive, huge events. We've all created them, we've all enjoyed them, but also with a lot of the entire process, leaving a little bit of ecological footprint as well. So we can really make a big difference by being conscious about our choices when we are executing these events and promoting a more environmentally friendly work process in general. And when we talk of sustainability, we also have to ponder over SDGs, the Sustainability Development Goals, which have been designed to be a blueprint to achieve a better and more sustainable future for all. So we have to review once again, and as IEIA, we will be working very closely on the topic of sustainability after skilling, or let's say parallel to skilling, and that is something which we really will need your support, because that's the currency of the future. Sustainability is definitely needed. And most important, we owe to the future generations of the trade fair experts that we leave a legacy behind which is one rooted sustainability and conscious choices. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we all had some very challenging times for the exhibitions, but putting the worst behind us, I think the time has now come to position India once again as a global exhibition hub, and armed with the necessary policies, relevant economic impetus, we are positioned extremely well at the moment to make India as the epicenter of exhibition and events. And again, our infrastructure in terms of venues and our ancillary support is very well positioned. I mean, we all used to travel abroad, and the first common thing which we heard was, the infrastructure in India is not good. You know, it's not as per international standards. And ladies and gentlemen, we are sitting in world-class venues today. So this should no longer be the complaint from the international community, because India has enough modern designed, very international standards infrastructure which is available. So as a community, we have a great opportunity in front of us to turn the tide and completely in our favor and leverage the conducive ecosystem. And also, our customers are completely convinced about the power of the exhibitions as well. So this is time for collaborations and conversations and not confrontations. Transparent and matured dialogues between us, between each one of us, will basically pave the structured path to recovery, reboot, and refreshed energy. So welcome to Bangalore to the 10th IEIA seminar. The occasion is not only significant, a 10-year celebration of the open seminar, but also a very relevant one. And as a fraternity, we can come together and discuss what more can be done to take our industry to greater heights. So thank you to our host, the Bangalore International Exhibition Center, for this beautiful venue, and it is always a pleasure to be here. And Bangalore is also one of my favorite cities. If I were to basically look at another city after Delhi, it will be Bangalore and is Bangalore. So I would also like to express my appreciation and gratitude to my fellow EC members who have worked tirelessly to give vision to this event, and to the IEIA Secretariat led by Nidhi, who have put together a solid program for us. I would like to thank the founding members of IEIA. Some of you are here and some of you are watching us from your screens. So thank you for giving birth to the idea, and the idea that became a force. So I'd like to also thank our past presidents who dedicatedly and diligently worked towards for the sake of this industry and promoting the cause of IEIA. Now I also thank Bala, my friend and the friend of this industry, who was the force behind this current EC, who had a major task at hand, and that was restart of the exhibition. Bala, I too hope we did a good job. Ladies and gentlemen, may I request you to kindly get up and stand in silence for exactly 2 minutes, remembering Bala and all our other near and dear ones from this industry who are not present amongst us today. Thank you. So, ladies and gentlemen, it is your reaction to adversity, not adversity itself, that determines how your life story will develop. So, as crazy, eternal optimists we Indians are, I would say we will react still strong and resilient, promoting and empowering partnerships and friendships by doing something we all love doing, and that is exhibitions and events. That is something we love doing and will continue doing. I'm glad to say that the last 12 months have witnessed as many as 150 exhibitions, which minded that this pandemic is still not over. So we adapted ourselves and only became more innovative and stronger. And what we witnessed today is a strong visitor sentiment, which is our asset today. I mean, we've realized we had more visitors. Usually the thumb rule used to be 1 visitor per square meter. We've actually seen more than 1 visitor per square meter. So we can use this asset now to build the strong exhibitor sentiment in the days to come, and we are here to stay. So thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Enjoy these 2 days of laughter, interactions, exchange of ideas and the best practices and the innovative ideas we've used and implemented in the last 12 months. And I wish everybody good health, happiness and friendship via this IEIA platforms. Thank you.
Thank you, Sonia. These are indeed encouraging words to hear when you start planning. Friends, IEIA realizes the value of research-based decisions, and recently we mandated Ernst & Young to do a detailed white paper on the Indian exhibition industry and its impact on the Indian economy. We would be releasing the white paper today, and I would like to invite Mr. Vinny Mehta and Mr. Anbu to kindly come on stage. Mr. Mehta is not around. Okay. So, can we see the white papers, please? So, very soon, these white papers would be released, and this would be a mine of information to help you take decisions. May I also request Mr. Rakesh Kumar to kindly be a part of the white paper releasing ceremony. Keeping in view the new world, we are going to launch this digitally today. So please join me in welcoming the release of white paper. So this white paper will talk about how Indian exhibition industry is getting influenced, and all of us agree that the business exhibitions are the economic growth engines and act as a catalyst to promote trade and commerce across industry. The exhibition industry facilitates trade and business transactions for exhibitors worth over 3 lakh crores and supporting the entire ecosystem of industry. It generates government revenues estimated around 19,500 crores, and it also works as a business multiplier. The average business multiplication ranges 1:12 times, and that is the power of exhibition industry. We do hope with this research paper, this white paper, we are able to convince the government to take exhibitions to greater orbits, and you are all a part of this great moment.
This is a report which has been done after taking feedback from you. This is still in the process, but what we wanted to present today is that it's a white paper being released by IEIA in collaboration with Ernst & Young, and this will be used as a document for policy conversations to position the Indian exhibition industry as a very, very important sector, which is basically boosting economy, is very important. I won't say revival of economy, because we've all seen this country is an auto mode right now. You know, it just runs on its own. Why? Because we have 1.3 billion people. So we need everything, whether it is food, health, housing, entertainment. We need everything. Yeah. So it's in an auto mode, but it's an important document in which we will be sharing, of course, with the policy makers, the stakeholders, and of course we will be sharing it with our membership as well. So thank you for your support on making this paper, a reality.
See, one thing I am very sure, that last 15 years of IEIA, the last several decades of the exhibition industry in India has a lot of fond memories for all of you. To celebrate this occasion, IEIA is also launching a coffee table book, Indian Exhibition Industry, Legacy and Landscape. You are all a part of this legacy and landscape, and may I request President IEIA to launch the coffee table book. I would also like to invite representatives from ITPO, Mr. Devenderji, Surenderji and Vivekanandji. Please join us on stage. You have been a part of the legacy, and we are grateful for you in the formative years. Please join us on stage, please. I also request Mr. Anbu and Mr. Rakesh Kumar to be a part of this launch of the coffee table. Mr. More, please join us on stage as well. Mr. More is President IEISA. Sir, you are a great part of the ecosystem. Please join us on stage. So this coffee table book would be available for sale shortly. You can book your copies at IEIA. Thank you. On this occasion, IEIA is also pleased to announce the launch of an annual Who's Who directory. While we all know each other, we thought it would be a great idea to have a compendium of the Indian exhibition industry Who's Who directory 22-23. This would also be launched shortly. And for this occasion, can I invite Mr. Anuj Mathur, Reed, and Mr. Gaurav Sood, Hive, to please come on stage, please. Mr. Patankar, please join us on stage as well. Kailash ji, please join us on stage. Mr. Kailash Singh. Mr. Milind, please join us on stage, please. Mese Kolon.
Since it's a digital world these days, we didn't print any copies. We had to digitally launch all of them so that we all get used to the digital technology and the use of technology in the exhibition sector. And that's going to be a very, very important element of our exhibitions going forward.
So the 22-23, the first edition is going to be launched shortly. Please welcome us in celebrating this occasion. So with this, we conclude the inaugural session. We will immediately go towards the business session. And our first focus session is a very interesting topic, India as the preferred exhibition and conference destination. This would be moderated by Mr. Yogesh Mudraj, Executive Committee Member, IEIA, and Managing Director, Informa Markets. May I request all the dignitaries on stage to kindly step down, and we are going to start this in the next 2 minutes.